Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. And I thought this would be kind of fun for us to do. You can see here that Yeezus69 said, Kanye Music Challenge, can someone design this but for Kanye? And that it's all Drake related questions, right? And then Yandi made the edits, as you can see, and cleaned it up, took away the Drake, and made it very Kanye. And I thought it'd be fun just to kind of go through. And if you want to answer as well and leave your answers down in the comment section, I encourage that. Otherwise, you can just listen to me talk. So Kanye Music Challenge, day one, which, we're just going to go through, not do this day by day. But number one, a Kanye song that you listen to in the car. Kind of all of them. I have a playlist that's just like Kanye in chronological order. And oftentimes I'll put that on and just have it shuffle around. But I also still have CDs. So if I'm driving like my older car rather than like my wife's nicer car, I'll just have whatever Kanye CD still playing, which currently it's The Life of Pablo, which has been in there for like 8 months, 10 months. And the last one I was just listening to was Father Stretch My Hands Part 2. Day two, favorite song from More Life, Glow. Has to be Glow. Day three, a Kanye song, which like Glow kind of came and went, right? You'd think it would be a bigger deal that it's like Drake and Kanye on this song together. And I thought it was a good song, but nobody really talks about it ever. A Kanye song that needs to be played loud. There's a lot of those, like a ton of those. I always turn up Stronger, Hell of a Life, Power, of course. Ultra Light Beam, I feel like needs to be played loud as well. Jesus Walks has to be played at full volume. Is it weird that I play Last Call, like the outro, at full volume as well? Like, that just kind of gets me pumped. I'd say a majority of them need to be played loud. Blood on the Leaves, of course, which, what are you looking at, Archer? Blood on the Leaves comes up a lot, I think, in this. It'll be involved in many of my answers. Favorite Kanye song to see live? Oh, Blood on the Leaves. I wanted... The first album I got into with Kanye was 808s and Heartbreak. And I wanted to see Heartless live, of course. And then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out, and I always wanted to see Runaway live as well. Just seeing that one note be played. And then when Yeezus came out, Blood on the Leaves was all that I wanted to see live. And I was supposed to go to the Yeezus tour, but the equipment truck crashed and they canceled the show I was going to. And that was the November show in Minneapolis. And then I finally got to see Kanye at the X Games, and he did, I'm pretty sure, play like all of that. Right? He definitely played Blood on the Leaves, which was exciting. He had that vertical screen and the waterfall was going down. It was great and everything I hoped it would be. Number five, a Kanye song that makes you think about life. Is there a Kanye song that doesn't make me think about life? But to be more serious, the song that keeps hitting a little bit harder now that I'm in my early 30s is Real Friends, because I am bad at responding to people. And I'm just like, oh, what is the state of my friendships? Sorry, everyone. Sorry. And then, God, that gets sad and serious. Day six, number six, favorite Kanye album intro song. It's going to be I Thought About Killing You. I Thought About Killing You. Just something about that song grabs me every time. It's such a weird way to start an album. And I like that. It's my second favorite is On Site, which is also a very weird way to begin an album. But On Site is just so like special to me. I don't understand why people don't like it. I mean, it's weird, but you should still like it. Day seven, a Kanye song that reminds you of summertime. Ooh. It's going to be On Site, Blood on the Leaves, just Yeezus in general. Like, Yeezus came out June 18th, 2013, right? And I had just moved to Iowa the week before, and I was doing a summer writing workshop, or taking like summer writing classes at the University of Iowa. And it was a week long. I did like a week course and then a weekend course. And the album came out the first day that I was driving the hour down to whatever city in Iowa, the University of Iowa, Iowa City is is at. So an hour drive, like I got up, I showered, I drove to a Best Buy, bought Yeezus, and then continued the rest of the 50 minutes down to the place just having Yeezus play, being blown away that this album existed. But it was an hour drive there and an hour drive back every day, and I just had Yeezus going and going and going. It was a great way to kind of start the summer and start this new experience in Iowa and having this new Kanye album. And still, like, driving in the summer, I think about that a lot. Number 8, favorite Yay AM PM song. I don't know what that means. Does that just mean like a favorite Kanye song in the morning and then a favorite Kanye song in the afternoon? If that's the case, then I would be saying that in the morning, I'm probably down for something like Spaceship, Never Let Me Down, Last Call. Something that just like gets you hyped. New workout plan. Like, I want to work. Kanye's on his grind. I want to be on my grind. Like, let's go. And then PM song, like, I'm down for like more thought-provoking, thoughtful stuff. Like, I don't know if Runaway is an AM song for me, or like Say You Will. Like, I'm not waking up and being like, Say You Will. But going to bed at night, I'm like, yeah, calls out the blue. Why would she do that? And I'll just listen to Say You Will over and over again. Number 9, Yay song that reminds you of winter. Well, Say You Will. I mean, 808s and Heartbreak came out in the winter. But, oh no, that's not right. I mean, it is right, but My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, that also came out in November, which is more winter than when 808s came out. And I still remember like getting the album, again, CD version, and driving around and it being 22 degrees in Ohio and me still having the windows down because I just needed to have that experience of like dark fantasy playing and the windows are down and I'm just driving, or Power playing, and just, man, the energy of that album. Or like driving at night, nobody on the road because it's small town Ohio, and you have the windows down, cold air blowing, Blame Game playing. Yeah, it's just My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy in general for that. Favorite Yay interlude. I guess All of the Lights is kind of the easy one. Does My Way Home count? Is that an interlude, or is that like long enough to be considered just like a mini song? Fly Away, I'll Fly Away is really good too. I might go I'll Fly Away, because as much as I like the All of the Lights interlude, there's something about I'll Fly Away that I like a lot. Or no, I Love Kanye. I mean, if that counts, I Love Kanye. Day 11, number 11, a Yay song that describes how you feel right now. Hell of a Life, which is the weird comparison because the first thing I jump to is like, oh, I'm on camera, turn a camera on. But am I a born star? That's the thing that I got to ask myself. Am I a born star? Oh, she's a born star. She's a porn star. It just clicked. She a born star. She a porn star. The duality. See, Kanye, man, his lyricism. What else do we got? Number 12, favorite Yay feature. Favorite Yay feature, it's a cliche answer, but American Boy. That song was always like such a great beat, and Estelle's so good on it, and it had one of my favorite Kanye feature verses. Like, I feel like a lot of the times when Kanye's a feature artist, he kind of just goes with something that's like pop culture-y and like just throwaway maybe a little bit. Like, he goes for jokes and laughs, where I tend to like more of the album Kanye, and you don't see that on a lot of features. But I thought his American Boy feature, much like his Run This Town feature, and is just very good and like high level, and I go back to it a lot just because I really like Kanye's lines and flow. That song is also special because when I was living in Australia, I graduated college and moved back to Australia for a year. I was staying in a hostel. I was the only American in the hostel. Everybody else was like a lot of British people, a lot of Irish and Scottish. That was kind of like it. And then me, and they called me Yankee, and some of them didn't like me just for the fact of me being like American and some preconceived notions that they had about that. But everybody was like mostly polite. But one night, everybody was drinking in the common room of this hostel, and I'm there, but not really getting much like, interaction with people, trying, but mostly just like drinking, laughing, like throwing in some comments here and there. And American Boy came on, and everybody kind of looked at me, and two of these girls came over and took my hand and had me stand up on the table, and we just start table dancing in front of everybody while like Estelle's going and Kanye starts rapping and I'm going along with it. And people started like, I mean, it sounds like one of those like that happened stories, but people really did start like not clapping for me, but like clapping to the music and like cheering. And when the song ended, a lot more people were like, that guy doesn't seem like such an idiot. And people were a lot nicer to me after that. So I have American Boy to thank for that. Except one guy. That guy hated me even more. But we don't talk about that guy. He asked me, he got really mad because I was like talking to somebody. I was talking to a girl, and he was like getting annoyed and started throwing bottle caps at me. And like, what are you doing? And a couple other people are like, yeah, stop. And he's just like, oh, you think just because you're American that everybody likes you and thinks you're funny. He's like, but you Americans, you probably don't even know what sarcasm is. This is my bad British accent. And I was like, sarcasm? What's sarcasm? He's like, oh, he doesn't know what sarcasm is. He doesn't know. Did you hear that? And I was like, dude, I was being sarcastic. I know what sarcasm is. And then that shut him up. Like, that's a pretty big loss. Like, you have somebody say that to you in front of like a room full of people where everybody's paying attention because you've just been yelling at this guy. Like, I got a lot of like, oh, Yankee. That was fun. That was a good night. It was the same night as the American Boy, just like a few minutes after. Okay, so 13. The first Yay song that made you a fan. That would be Heartless. Yeah, we had Stronger playing when I was in college, starting my junior year. Whatchamacallit, graduation had just come out. So Stronger was playing like, we had mix CDs for the parties that we were throwing at that time. And on the CD, the first song was Stronger, or like on the iPod, it was Stronger. So that was like the weekend, every Friday, Saturday night, you're hearing Stronger start playing, and it got played all the time. And while I liked it and it got me interested in Kanye, I still wasn't like a fan. And then 808s came out. Some of you have heard me talk before that it was just a few months after my dad had passed away, and over a year after my dad passed away. That's crazy. But I was still like feeling that. And I was in the Cleveland winter and it sucked. And I knew that Kanye's mom had recently passed away. And there was something about like Heartless and just the tone of that album in general that really made me become a Kanye fan. I just sit in my dark room in Cleveland listening to 808s on repeats. And Heartless was definitely my favorite one on that album at the time. Now it's Love Lockdown. And if you want to be real pretentious, Pinocchio Story. And then number 14, favorite Yay song that you feel is underrated. I would like to petition for both Blame Game and Hell of a Life. I see those get talked about as like skips, which is ridiculous to me, but I think Hell of a Life is really has some great lines, like arguably some of the top tier lines on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, an album that has a ton of top tier Kanye lines. And then the beat is kind of next level, right? And feels kind of Yeezus-y before Yeezus. Like Addiction and Hell of a Life feel like Kanye discovering the Yeezus sound eventually, right? And approaching it, but we're getting these little foreshadows of it. And then Blame Game is such a, I guess, pretentiously postmodern experience. It was the first time where I ever had headphones on where I heard the sound bounce around, which isn't that impressive, right? A lot of people do that. But having the different voices going around, like having there was just a ton of stuff going on in the production where I feel like you have a much higher respect for what that song is doing sonically if you listen with headphones than if you're just listening in like a car with the stereo turned up all the way. And then I love the skit every time. I know there are people that say that they would love the song but wish that the skit was separate so they could skip it. I've never, like, honestly, I have never, I'm almost like 100% sure of this, skipped the skit on Blame Game. And I had that CD in my car for like over a year at one point and just playing every time I drove anywhere. So yeah, I think both of those. And if you haven't listened to them in a while, I feel like if you go back and listen to them now, they're better than the last time you remember. Their last wait, how's it go? They're better than the last time you listened to them, or they're better than you remember them being since the last time you listened to them. That's it. That's the phrase. All right. Let's end this video. If you want to support the channel, I mean, you did enough by watching this. Until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.